Hi. While I was making a video yesterday on how two factors, that's demand for a product and profit margins, that are involved in deciding about what business you should start, what really caught my attention was demand for a product, because profit margin was already taken care of and it's pretty straightforward how you calculate it and what it involves. But demand is slightly more complex issue, more complex factor to find out. Slightly. If you're interested, nothing is. If you're really interested in something, like you have your intent fixed, then nothing is as complicated as it may seem in the beginning. But it is definitely it has definitely more layers than knowing the profit margin. While finding the ways that can help anyone who's interested to start their own business, about the demand matrix in a market, one thing that came forth, which was a very interesting concept that I thought about. Why not link it to psychology? Because psychology was one of my subjects in graduation, and I thought it would be really fun if something more comes out of it. So it's going to be an overlap. It's going to, if you've studied Venn diagram, so it's going to be an overlap and a much more informative, much more amusing also. I mean, this is what I think. Most of you may have studied what Maslow's hierarchy of needs is. All those who have studied psychology, and even if you haven't, it's a pretty popular concept. It talks about humans' basic needs, psychological needs. So there is a pyramid. You can't survive until your physiological needs are met, which means your need for food, warmth, rest, a place to stay, water. So as long as that's not met, you don't go higher. Then you come to the second rung, which is safety and security. There has to be a certain level of stability in your life, otherwise things are very haywire. Then you climb much higher, a step higher than that, which is sense of belonging. You have to have some moorings. You have to have a feeling that you belong somewhere. Your love needs are met. Otherwise, a certain level of deviousness comes into your life, and a lot of countries are struggling with the problem where people who don't have a very stable and loving environment, they are facing the problem of mental disorders. Then you have your esteem needs. You ought to have confidence to face the world. If you feel unsure about your own self, there's no way to propel forward. Finally, it's self-actualization needs, which means you are able to creatively contribute to your own life plus lives of the others, like how Bill Gates does. He has all his needs met, financial. Now he's substantially contributing to the society, and there are many people of such sort. We have Ratan Tata in India, we have Narayan Murthy, and there's so many of them. It would be wrong if I take few names because there's so many. Fine, coming back to what was the core issue. If you want to know which product is doing the best in terms of demand, there are two ways of knowing it. Either you can find out through retail shop. There's data available. There's online shopping as well, which is gaining more momentum than it did. It already had gained a lot of momentum. It already had become quite a thing of our normal day life, online shopping. But it has increased. This trend has increased during Corona times, when we are not going out as much. So we find which product has maximum demand in the retail shops and which product has maximum demand in the online shops. It's rather easy to find this because the data is available, and for this also there are certain government sites which provide you if not specific, uh, some kind of an idea, some important kind of an idea that this particular product is doing well, right? After you found out this about the product, but of course, how do you find things out? You have this information available both for the products, tangible one, and services. So you got to find both, because you may be interested in services, or you may be interested in products, having a business where you sell products, or having a business where you provide services. So once this research is done, what is found? And now let's do some number crunching. Across the countries, you find that what is bought most online are the electronic items. Specifically about India, what people buy most are apparels. That is clothing, right? Clothes, garments. Then you have electronic items. Then you have books. And after that, on the fourth position, or sometimes on the third, on some websites it's on third, they are cosmetics. So online, people are buying these few things. There's a long list. These are the most common products that people buy. Then you have let's talk about China. This is completely online thing. Now for the overall, when you combine retail shops and online shopping, what do people buy in India the most? Electronics again, electronic items, just like the overall trend in the world. People buy electronics in India. Then this on the second position, which was a surprise for me. I don't know, maybe it is a surprise for you too. Fashion related stuff, cosmetics, beauty or personal care. Okay, then you have, and jewelry, all these things. People are quite concerned about how they look. Then FMCG products, which would mean fast moving consumer items, like which includes food items and soap and toothpaste, all these things, but not just specifically food, right? Then you have of course, how can I forget, on the fifth position was liquor. So on the overall demand, liquor is substantially figuring in the list, then specifically the food items. This is about India. Then China, we have technology, products connected to technology, fashion, sports, food, beverages, and health, beauty, health. So here the beauty part, the products connected to, in India, beauty care products got the second position, and here much lower. And then when you talk about United States, you have food, you have apparels, then you have vehicles connected products, products connected to vehicles, automobiles, and then gasoline, then personal care. Europe had a very interesting trend. Let's talk about UK, and it's pretty much, if not pretty much, somewhat same for Germany, for Switzerland, Sweden. But then the most interesting bit for me was UK, the trends of demand in UK, where people spend substantial amount on maintenance, that is self-maintenance, and their house maintenance, that is furniture and beautification of their surroundings. Then they spend quite a bit on travel and holidaying. They spend quite a bit on books, newspapers, magazines. They spend quite a bit on films and music, DVDs. So what trend came forth was, these are the people and some other European nations who are quite curious, who want to, George Michael's Let's Go Outside song that popped up in my head. They are very, outdoorsy people. They want to gain as much experience as possible through films and music. They're absorbing, right? They're through books, through travel, holidaying, and of course some degree on maintenance also. Whereas here in India, what appeared to me and in China, that we are dealing with self-esteem issues. We're spending, especially India. Why? Because not just in products, even in services. India's in service, the services which are most in demand in India are the beauty and wellness connected services. Then we have food, then we have retail, healthcare. But then what's actually topping the chart, both in terms of products and services, are beauty products. And what kind of beauty products do people go for? Premium products, that is ones that are international products, or high-end products in India. That's put in the premium range. It's growing at the rate of 6%, give or take few points, because it is a 2 or 3 year old data that I referred. The current data wasn't available. Then you have your popular brands, 43% growth in it, and massy stuff 1%, which is low. So talking specifically about what business in India has maximum demand and profit margin, it is the beauty products. Let's not go into the morals at the moment, because, or the psychological part of it, because I'm going to talk about it a minute later. So this is the industry. I'm helping you guys, whoever comes by, whoever stops by at this video. If they watch this, they know that, and they want to have a business of their own. Beauty field offers you profit margin of 20 to 60%, which is quite a chunky amount. You will gain quite amount if you start a beauty business. Plus, there is a lot of opportunity, because even though this business does the best in India, we don't have many brands other than Lakme or Color Essence or Himalaya Herbals and a few more who produce beauty products to be exported outside. Rather, there's beauty products of US and Japan and Korea and France and Germany that are imported the most by countries. So where a country which already has so much potential and is growing at a fastest as a fastest growing industry, there's immense opportunity potential for people to start brands that can eventually be exported outside. And since India's population is good, there is never going to be a dearth of it. Now, the psychological part of it, dealing with the self-esteem issue. Why China and India is spending so much on beauty? So that makes you think about things. And there is another piece of information. When you're dealing with self-esteem issue, you are also depressed, and some of the most depressed countries are China, India, US. While US already has its physiological needs of most people taken care of, safety and security. Belonging and love needs is something that perhaps the government cannot control. They can't do much about it. It's not that they can do nothing about it, but yeah, there was an addition in these needs. And how it first was obviously physiological, then safety, security, then love, belongingness, then you have your understanding and knowledge, and then need for aesthetics, self-actualization. So while we see the happiest nations in the world are the North European nations like Switzerland, Norway, Finland, UK, Canada, that is because people who did this research found that there was a good emphasis on education, health. People were healthy, they were educated, they were broad minded, they weren't judging each other, which is quite opposite to what is happening in India. Everyone has some judgment to pass over the other person. You have to just stop judging the other person. The only thing perhaps you could do is, as long as there are people are happy and they are not harming anyone else, it's all right. Pulling people to court is definitely not the way, which is proven by North European nations. They don't judge people, they treat everyone equally. So these four factors, that's education, health, equality, broad-mindedness, it has made them the happiest nation. And therefore, as I said, they are now creatively contributing to the society in terms of knowledge. And as I said, most of the Nobel laureates are from these nations. As for US, yeah, they have their economic needs perhaps met to an extent. But what is really missing there is too much emphasis on analytics. What is the most booming industry there? They're all connected to analysis of data. If you find what is bought most on Amazon, you'll find that US buys most of the stuff that is electronic, while UK they buy something else in the electronics. There is a different list, but the electronic items come much lower, and the services that are mostly in demand are again connected to online analysis and analytics and such like, and such sorts. So I guess what I could assess was that is a nation that's concentrating too much on knowledge, less on self-actualization. That is the joy of living. They are putting less focus on joy of living, while I found this in UK. There are people who are expanding in terms of transcendence. They are doing the most. So yeah, the concluding remark could be that if you are looking completely from the business point of view, beauty industry in India has maximum potential and growth prospects. And the same is the case with the profit margin. They have a very good profit margin to offer to you. So in case you are starting your own business, give it a thought that maybe what India is interested in is something that can help us do some real innovation. We can create some organic herbal stuff that would have demand outside as well. And especially because we are not getting bored of this field, it can do much about also meeting our economic needs. I guess the video has already gotten very long. Bye.